Good morning, Patriot family, and thank you to all of our veterans who have worn the uniform and served this great nation. We are free because of the brave. So thank you all so much for joining us on Spotify, on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, everywhere you can watch and listen. And just
Yes,
a really special shout out to all our veterans. Thank you guys so much.
absolutely. And Allie, you being one of those veterans, thank you for your service. And guys, thank you for the families of a serviceman or woman today
Absolutely.
because they serve as well. I'm thankful for many of the veterans that I have in my family. And guys, there is a way that you can continue to serve, even if you're not a veteran and you have no plans for serving in the military. Let's not let those down who served for us in the way that we serve our country. We should step into these roles and be able to fight the fight on this soil just as they've done on other soils. So thank you so much for joining us. Open Mic Ladies, make sure you follow us. Click like, share, subscribe, all the things at Real Allie Leger, at Michelle Posey, at Open Mic Ladies on all platforms. We've got some fun today. Starting off really with some wins. Trump described some wins that we
She
have.
said fun. I'm looking at this agenda like these are some heavy topics in our second segment. Dang, girl.
But you know what? And then we're gonna watch Antifa just come unglued in Berkeley, and what they've done rioting against Turning Point USA. You know, when they show you who they are, believe them.
The first time. I mean, all right. Let's just
Yeah.
go ahead and open that mic.
Open the mic. Let's go.
Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing, and America's gonna be home.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, he gon' ride with us. Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor of MAGAville, the RNC King. 2024, freedom gon' ring. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. And keep your red hat on.
What do you do when they come for you? Freedom's what you
That last minute text
Oh my
message
gosh,
about.
wait. So your last minute text message. Was
Yeah,
that
go
for
ahead.
me?
No. I'm sending it. You'll see it in a minute.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so listen, I cannot wait until we like redo our intro because we have
Yes.
so our last like picture there was literally when it was like so windy. It was like was it like last year?
We're holding
this
on
time?
for dear life.
Oh my gosh, it was so chilly and it reminded me of yesterday. Yesterday was extremely windy yesterday and it was chilly and I was like, this reminds me of that. Like
And
photo
today
shoot.
it was about this time of year. And then today, check on your Floridian
We're not
families
okay, y'all.
because we're not okay.
We got fallen iguanas coming out of like. Did you see that? I almost shared it with you. There was one that literally fell in Northport, and he took a picture of it. It was like-
Because iguanas, they can't move.
he's like,
when
he's
it's
not
this-
dead. He's just frozen. I'm like, I feel that.
Allie and I almost showed up to work today in our hoodies. It's just
Like for real,
It's cold.
legit. Y'all almost got Allie in a hoodie. It would have said
and
Trump,
listen,
but
when
I had
there's-
to rock. I had to rock my American flag. Look, and I
I
got it
love
from
that, Allie.
Mar-a-Lago.
That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. Well, and this cold weather, look at you. Love you. This cold weather is meant for fireplaces and snuggling and not leaving the house. And we don't get to do any of those things. Well, I have an electric fireplace, so technically. But we don't get to do any of those things.
No. And if I was in DC right now, I would definitely be in front of a fireplace because a lot of those older
Yeah.
colonial homes have them. And walking through the halls of Congress, it's warm. They like because they put the fireplaces on there and like they'll turn the heat up.
In
It's
their
so
offices, they've all
nice.
got fireplaces. Yeah.
I love DC during the winter. It's beautiful. Christmas is amazing. It's just
My sister sent me some video from the Midwest, Iowa, and already like a dusting of snow on her car. And I was like, yeah, okay. But I'm like, you keep that white powdery stuff up there because I
Do
want
you
none of
remember
that now.
Vanessa Farah? She posted as well that she was like, I went from sunny Florida to snow in 24 hours. I think she's in Georgia. It was really cute. So she got out of the car and she like videotaped it. It was really cute.
Some of our
You guys-
marketing team is
I'm
in
gonna show y'all
Tennessee
this
right now, so
sign.
I'm interested to see what that weather might look like.
Y'all see this?
Oh, what is that? Donald J.
It's-
Trump? Did you steal that?
No.
Did you rip it down somewhere?
No, so I went to a gala called Helping a Hero.
Uh-huh.
You can go to helpingahero.org. And what they do is they build homes for wounded warriors, so wounded veterans.
Yes.
And it's a fantastic organization. It's run by one of my dearest friends, Meredith Eiler, who is just an amazing woman. And so it was a nice, beautiful gala to honor our wounded warriors and our veterans. And I was there, and so it was so nice, so fun to like meet certain people. And MAGA Meg, who is a House representative in Palm Beach, she named the airport street after President Donald Trump. And she gave me one of the signs. I was like, thank you so much.
That's amazing.
This one has the American flag behind it. So I was just really excited to get it.
I wonder, Allie, did they get any pushback in wanting to do that? Or do you think, because I didn't really hear a lot of pushback.
So it was interesting. She's the first, that sign has never been changed. Like nowhere in the history of ever has an airport been renamed.
History of ever. I love you.
So
nowhere in the history of ever.
Right. No, for real. She's telling me this, and she's like, she's like, I had the Speaker of the House call me, like, we need to talk about you wanting to change the sign. Like, this has not happened in like 30, 40, 50 years. Like, what are you doing? And so she's like, that's it. You figure it out.
I didn't ask.
She's like, you're Speaker of the House. You figure it out. It was good. No, she got a lot of support from it. I mean, it's Trump country down there.
It is. It is. And you know what? Because we have a lot of Cuban refugees there down south, and they know what it's like to flee Fidel Castro and his communist ways. So I want to start off the hour. I guess when I said we're having a good time, I meant the first story. The rest of it, it's downhill from there, guys. Just let you know.
Downhill from there sounds like one of our trips.
I love you. More line dances to be done in an airport coming from near you.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. We have a lot of great comments on that video. If you guys have not seen that video of us so slap happy and tired from being
well, Allie, what happened is
stranded in an airport.
See, what happened was
that's like see what had happened was
we were just normal and slap happy, but my phone started playing music, Boot Scoot Boogie of all things, and I was like, and I'm like, where's that coming from? And they're like, your phone, and I was like, oh, the Lord's playing Boot Scoot Boogie, and then it just went downhill from there.
It was so much fun though. Oh, we had so much fun.
And I am deathly afraid of flying, so I have to get my mind off of the fact that I'm about to enter this tube that's going to be shot through the air at blazing speed. And how do you do that? Country music, clearly. Okay. Anyway, wow, we're in rare form today. Take a listen to this mic drop moment by Donald Trump as he tells you how really we, the American people, middle-class America and MAGA country, we've really won through this government shutdown, even though it's reopened. Take a listen.
Honestly, can I put it in plain words for you? And you're a smart guy, so you all understand, but a lot of people don't. The Democrats are getting killed on the shutdown because we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we were opposed to. So we're being able, and they're never going to come back in many cases. So we're being able to do things that we were unable to do before. So we're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we wanted to close up or that we never wanted to happen, and now we're closing them up. And we're not going to let them come back. The Democrats are getting killed. And we're going to have a list of them on Friday, closing up some of the most egregious, socialist, semi-communist, probably not full communist, we're saving that for New York, but semi-communist programs. And we're closing them up. We're not closing up Republican programs because we think they work. So the Democrats are getting killed, but they're not telling the people about that. I say it, nobody, well, I haven't said it probably as bluntly as I just said it, but so we are closing up Democrat programs that we think that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
Wow.
I mean, and the list goes on in this post by the White House, permanent closures, permanent reductions in spending on the federal government level, illegals largely gone from SNAP benefits. And I think this is because as they're reinstated, we're hoping there's some measures that they can enact quickly that will help look at who's drawing those benefits. But largely the subsidies for Obamacare pretty much decimated. This is only kicking the can down, I'm told, till just after the new year. So I guess stock up on your toilet paper and water till then. I don't know.
Well, that and just like let's add our political pressure, right? Like this is what we teach you here on this show. You have to be able to apply your political pressure at the appropriate political pressure points. This is a pressure point for Democrats. You need to make sure you are calling your Democrat senators. Doesn't matter if they're yours or not. They make decisions for the entire rest of the country. So call them and tell them that you want them to balance the budget. Come up with a good budget for the United States.
Because, Allie, these continuing resolutions were not meant to be a fix. This is not how the government's. This is like you and your family going and getting a new credit card every time you're over your limit. This is not how that's supposed to happen. Get a budget.
Yep, get a budget. It's crazy. That is like one of their main functions as well.
Yes.
So
I'm noticing on my feed here, Allie, I'm not sure on yours, we're frozen. But I think our audio is still going through. So if you're watching us on any of the streaming platforms, stay tuned. Oh, look, it was like we were like popping and locking, like breakdancing. Don't sing the Miley Cyrus song. Is that what you were singing?
No.
Okay. Well, and we've had some technical difficulties, guys, so I apologize. Whatever streaming platform you are watching us from, I believe we're back up and running on all of them. But Allie, this message hit really, really close to home because it's coming from the Florida Attorney General, James Uthmeier. We talk about him a lot on our statewide show, Coastal Conservative News. But this is him going after those that took part in that Arctic frost. Remember, Arctic frost was when we just realized that the intelligence agencies under the Biden administration were surveilling and spying on our congressional members without their knowledge. Yeah. But guess what? Apparently, there's now an investigation into J.P. Morgan and Chase, the bank, to see what they did, what they knew, and how they shared these representatives' information. Take a listen to Florida Attorney General Uthmeier. Oh, we might not have it. I think Krista's got some.
I think it's because of the technical difficulties we're like experiencing.
Yeah.
So so this is crazy also because didn't we have DeSantis almost like endorse JP Morgan? Am I missing something there? Like, do you remember that story?
So that is, to my knowledge, because that's what caught my eye too, that is the law firm Morgan and Morgan.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if there's a connection because I don't know how many people are that affluent with the last name Morgan. So I wonder, is there a link there? But yes, Morgan and Morgan has been, which people have an issue with. But there are many people, because here's the thing in that situation, Allie, in Florida, we've had a lot of legislation recently to make Florida less lawsuit happy, to try to bring down the costs of things. From.
I'm like, we are inundated with so much information. I just hear one word that like reminds me of something else. I'm like, wait, I got to bring that story back up because where's the connection in my brain?
So you can see why people were shocked when, our governor kind of seems arm in arm with one of the largest law firms, J.P. Morgan. So, all right, Morgan and Morgan, sorry. J.P. Morgan and Chase is the banking institution that, if you all remember, Allie, back when we were very close to General Flynn's office in proximity, they were one of the ones that deplatformed him, locked his funds, froze his funds. They did this also to many who were at the Capitol on January 6th. Regardless of whether they were ever charged with anything or they ever went into the Capitol, regardless, it could have been a grandmother catching a flight at the airport. They froze funds and assets for people who were at the Capitol on January 6th. Let me just check in with Krista. I'm not sure. Are you available, Krista? Do you have that clip? Okay, she's almost back in. So, Allie, you've had the pleasure of meeting, you and I both, Attorney General Uthmeier here in the state of Florida. This is why it's so important to have strong state not only your governor, but attorney generals, because largely they should be picking up what we expect the federal government to be doing. He's not waiting for permission from the federal government.
Right. Why should he?
Absolutely.
If he has the authority and he has the, why?
Yep. Let's take a listen now to Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer.
Today, we've sent a letter and launched an investigation into J.P. Morgan Chase Bank after alarming revelations about their coordinated efforts with Jack Smith and the Department of Justice as part of the Biden administration's Operation Arctic Frost, where we now know Biden officials went after their political enemies. It's come to our attention that J.P. Morgan debanked Trump Media Group, a Florida-based company, right before the business went public. This is a crucial time for any company, a time where you cannot afford to lose your bank. In addition, we're aware that J.P. Morgan Bank solicited tons of information from Trump Media, unrelated to their business practices, and we believe provided sensitive banking information to the Department of Justice without real probable cause. This is wrong, we will not tolerate it, and we will hold them accountable. Here in Florida, we've passed legislation to protect our consumers from wrongful debanking, and we will stand by our consumers. Thank you.
Well, this is good. This is crazy, right? Like how a bank is able to do that. This is why I tell everybody, we're already experiencing socialism and communism. When you have banks that are acting like this, you have news that is spreading lies, you have our judicial system that is not operating within their own confines. But this is good because President Trump is a resident of Florida. So the AG has absolute authority to do this because he is a resident of Florida. So for him to go after JP Morgan and Chase, bravo, good job. And he'll bring it home. Florida leads the way, and he's one of the people that are really active in pushing us to be an example for the rest of the nation.
Well, Allie, and we have heard, obviously, at many of the press conferences we go to with DeSantis, there are people that, want to ask questions about things with the Florida Attorney General in the past. I will say, because I'm always a skeptic before I'm a fan, because I'm just used to people letting you down. But I am so thankful for what he's done here in the state of Florida. I'm grateful for the way that he has fought human trafficking, the way he has fought for medical freedom. He stepped in. Listen, when you come into a role as big as Attorney General of a state, you would think maybe you tiptoe a little bit just to get kind of the feel of it. Not him. He was like a bull in a china shop, and he just came in and just started doing the stuff. And it was like, I can respect that. I think that's amazing.
I love it. I love it. And when we were able to meet him, because I spoke at one of his press conferences, I can't remember what it was on, but he's really nice and really his staff was really open to listening to what we had to talk about, and we still have a working relationship. So it's really awesome when you can build those relationships with your elected representatives, no matter what side of the aisle they are on, because relationships are the key factor here. You have to be able to communicate effectively, no matter who is on what side of whatever issue it is. You have to be able to understand that the commonality is just the best for the people of Florida.
Well, and you're right, Allie. The relationship that you have with those that are elected to represent us is your equity. It's your equity in politics. That's what you have invested, which is why Allie said, I think yesterday, send a Christmas card, a New Year's card to your elected representatives, both Democrat and Republican. Just do it.
Oh my gosh, turkey baskets. Look, moms, listen to me. I know you guys love to make these wonderful, cute little baskets. Make one for your representatives. Put stuff in there. You can put, it doesn't even have to be anything expensive. I would probably go all out and put cigars in there.
Liberty cigars, sure.
Some bourbon, some stuff like that.
But some bourbon.
Some bourbon. But make it personal to you and give it to them as a gift for the holidays. That can literally go so far. Lobbyists are doing it every.
And you're the biggest You're the biggest lobbying firm, We the People.
Yes, We the People. So get it done. Get it done.
Get it done. Allie, we have some not so good news. I guess it ends up being good news, but this is the downer a little bit.
Scare me when you say that.
I'm not going to say what could possibly go wrong, because apparently in Berkeley, there's a deep cliff to fall off of. So Turning Point is obviously still. The FAFO, yeah. So Turning Point is on their nationwide tour still of campus tours. They're finishing the mission that Charlie set out to do Of course, Charlie was only at like the first or second stop on this tour when he was assassinated. But Berkeley, we all think of Berkeley. You think about, the radical right, the radical left. You think about the communist socialist. You think about that kind of agenda, and Antifa. But it looks like Antifa really tried to block not only streets, but entryways into the Berkeley stop for Turning Point USA. Take a look real quickly at the turnout, though, inside for Turning Point. Take a look.
Ooh, I can't. I miss that man.
Well, and I was talking to a friend shortly after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and one of the things we were talking about is security. It's kind of like after President Trump was nearly assassinated, you think about all the events outdoors, and we enjoy that. We love that. I mean, we've been to Turning Point events with Charlie, while he was still alive, and it's very much open out there in the quad area of the campuses, but obviously you can see them now bringing everything indoors. I guess it's just our new normal, kind of like after 9/11, right? Your new normal. But guys,
at least until we can get a hold of Antifa and these radicalized children, youth in our nation,
and largely sometimes paid players. This is what it looked like outside of that event in Berkeley. This isn't a third world country. This isn't the Middle East. Take a look.
I've seen video of them like pushing back barricades. I've seen them. I mean, because I have friends that have been following Antifa for quite some time now with Nick Shorter
Absolutely.
And
Even
Jack
embedded,
Eaton, and a couple others. And it's wild what is going on in some of these areas.
Well, let's show the video that I think you're alluding to. This is protesters actually breaking down the barriers. Now I'm hoping there's some serious justice coming, but being in California, I'm not sure if Newsom's got the pair for it, but let's take a look. Oh, they said nope. We can bring it back, Crystal.
I don't think they understand what the word fascist actually means.
Not while behaving like a fascist, no.
Right. It's really interesting to see the mental depravity, I want to say. I guess that is
mental illness.
Yeah. It's a little crazy.
Listen,
I mean, when you're able to protest Veterans Day or a Veterans Day parade, like something's wrong with you. That is literally the only reason why you have the ability to protest a no king or to
those
protest.
people, yes, those people that are anti-fascist, but are claiming that they're Antifa. You just tried to shut down freedom of speech from somebody that you don't agree with on the inside of that building. That is the definition of being fascist.
And we're not.
I'm not trying to squash your point of view.
Right.
Actually, we're trying to debate your point of view and have dialogue. And you murdered somebody for that.
Right. Isn't that wild?
It's wild. It's wild that every time we put together events for Turning Point, the number one thing that we talk about is not who's going to bring the food, what kind of music is going to be played, what's going to be on the agenda. It's security. From who? From Americans? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Who claim they're anti-fascist? Like, tell me your dictionary doesn't go all the way to the letter F, because you obviously don't know Listen. Put down your little Tykes dictionary. Pick up the grown one.
Hold up.
Nobody
Hey,
here is anti-fascist.
Who's out of
Jeez.
pocket now, ma'am? I mean, goodness.
It makes me mad. It makes me so mad because these young people that are getting involved in Turning Point, listen, wherever you are watching from, trust me, in your cities, in your counties, there are high schoolers that are coming together to try to form these Club America chapters, and they're being doxxed in their schools. They're having posters put up throughout the schools threatening them. They're being threatened on social media. Young conservatives who just want to follow in Charlie's footsteps. This didn't end with Charlie Kirk. They want to Kirk the rest of us. Literally. That's what we get told on social media all the time. So, guys, you've got to be praying. Oof. Oof.
Girl.
I'm mad. Mama Bear's coming out, Allie, right?
I see it. I see it. I'm all right. You know I'm your security guard. Go ahead.
I'm going to put the coffee down for right now. Maybe not so much. But here is an independent journalist giving you guys a firsthand look at some of what's going on. Take a listen.
This is Savannah Hernandez at UC Berkeley at the TPUSA Out of the Bay protest. Now, it is about 7 p.m. at this point, but this has been going on since 4:30, and my friends, it has been absolute chaos. Now, at the beginning of the night, you quickly had two people that were arrested. One person was a Trump supporter, another was an Antifa member, and as the Trump supporter was getting arrested, he stated that the Antifa member came and tried to steal his stuff, resulting in the altercation. Now, that happened fairly quickly at the beginning of the protest, and everything just evolved since
We can
then.
come back, Krista.
Now, this is actually the entrance to the...
So, Allie, the concerning part about this, and I want to get your take on this, is that the report is that that guy that's on his knees there in the red shirt was saying in the video that there was an altercation in which he was a victim.
Yeah.
And this person had stolen his property, and so he's trying to defend himself. And this meets that narrative that our friends that were in Portland were saying is like, you know, you complain to the police or you shout help or you try to retaliate or just stand your ground like we can here in the state of Florida, and they arrest you.
Right. It's crazy. It's almost like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of in school, they have like this zero tolerance for like bullying or zero tolerance for fighting. So it doesn't matter who starts it. If they see a tussle between two people, whether you're trying to defend yourself or not, both of you are in trouble, which doesn't do anything for anyone.
Right.
It just makes the victim or the person that's being victimized or being hurt feel more abused and more hurt. You're creating more damage that way.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's a misapplication of the law.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes it difficult because many of us that raised our children, I don't want to call it an America First viewpoint. It was just being American, just being a good steward, you know, is that you don't throw the first punch, but you also don't stand there and become a punching bag. And I know that's probably not biblical, turn the other cheek, but listen, I consider it the turning of tables.
Look, there's
and
more
that's
in the
who I
Bible than
resonate
just
with.
turn the other cheek. Listen, there is a time and place where righteous anger is acceptable. So,
and it's a defending of yourself.
Right. You have the right to defend yourself and your property and your family.
Because you know a bully, the one thing that they don't anticipate is that you're going to stand your ground and fight back.
Well, and
hurt people. Well, the good news out of all of this, you guys, is I'm telling you, turn your TV sets up, turn your laptop up, whatever device you're watching on, because this is good stuff. This is the future of America. This is the Turning Point USA Berkeley chapter president who makes this bold speech, given all that you've seen go on. Take a listen to what he had to say.
And to all those protesters outside, I have one thing to say. It is clear to us which side is winning when your side becomes the violent agitators. When you try to win with force and not through reason, you have lost. And the reality is they would never come in and ask a question. They're not trying to win honestly. They have already lost the intellectual battle. Their goal is to disturb the crowd, silence those who disagree, and destroy any ounce of conservatism that they can get their filthy paws on. But you know what? They are not going to stop us. They are not going to stop us because tonight,
I feel like the little girl, clock it, period. She's so cute.
I mean, largely a no-named person, right, out on the West Coast, California of all places, okay? And this is resonating across the nation. And I'm here to tell our viewers, Allie, you and I hear it and see it all the time. This isn't just an isolated, wow, Berkeley has a strong president for their chapter. This is everywhere across the nation. Our young people who are conservative leaning are finally having a venue, a platform to be able to speak what they believe.
Right. Yep. It's wild. So, when they say that when the pendulum swings, it swings just as far the other way or further. Well, that's what we're witnessing. But we are in the perfect opportunity. We have the perfect opportunity to capitalize on this and move those young folks, give them a solid direction, because they are not aligned with the old school Republican Party.
Nope.
So they are aligned more with President Trump and MAGA, Make America Great Again, America First. That is where they are aligned. And it is a little different than the Republican Party, because a lot of the Republican Party members all remember Reagan. They've all been a part of Reagan. They've all done the Tea Party thing. This is a new wave of the Republican Party, and we see a lot of this. So there are a lot of people that are speaking up on a lot of these national platforms, or a lot of these, bigger like journalistic platforms that are a part of the old Republican Party. And they're saying, well, this infighting is going to stop and cripple us in the midterms. No, it's not the infighting. We have to be able to have disagreements in order for us to make sure what benefits, what ideas are going to work for the future. Not what's worked past then. What is going to move our party forward and make us, the greatest thing since, the Reagan era, right? President Trump has taken over. We've noticed that if he's not on the ballot, nobody wins. So we are in a perfect opportunity where we can utilize this youth and this energy that we're seeing with TPUSA and these Club America chapters, and actually move the 2026 election and win.
And beyond that,
beyond that,
because it's got to outlive us.
Legacy. It does.
And we give perfect example here locally. One person leading one chapter in a high school put together what's going to be a very large Veterans Day flag wave here locally, and just bold. So get out there and support a Turning Point and Club America chapter near you, guys. We're going to take just a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some General Flynn footage after open mic, when open mic returns.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com, because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OpenMic for 10% off your order.
Gold IRA companies are a dime a dozen, especially in conservative media. We vetted out 34 companies and chose Augusta Precious Metals.
With the lowest across-the-board spreads in the gold IRA industry, Augusta saves Americans thousands of dollars.
They are the only major gold IRA company that has zero complaints from their customers. Zero. None.
Augusta Precious Metals does not have commissioned sales reps, which means their goals are aligned with yours.
They were the only gold IRA company that demonstrated integrity and transparency without using gimmicks.
The informative one-on-one web conferences by Augusta Precious Metals answer all of their customers' questions before they make a move.
If you're ready to learn about protecting your wealth and retirement with gold and silver, request your free gold guide from Augusta Precious Metals today.
Visit patriot.tv/gold. That's patriot.tv/gold today.
commercial? You know that commercial where the girl is driving down the street and her boo is like, let me see your shopping list, your Amazon cart. And she gives him the phone. Let me see, your bank account. She gives him the phone. Let me see your bestie chat. She throws it out the window. Yep.
That's definitely us in a commercial break. And all I'm saying is if something ever happens to me, both Brianna and Allie have permission to take my phone and confiscate it because the text messages we have a text thread. We have a text thread that's, what does it say? FBI, do not show the FBI or something. I forget.
It's and then I can't remember. Yeah, I think it's that. It's like FBI,
gosh.
definitely don't look at this.
Allie, I know we have this wonderful sponsorship with Liberty Cigars, which, by the way, give somebody that you love or an elected representative at Liberty Cigar. It's something you can use to help celebrate America 250 or the holidays. But we have a special, I think, promo code for Veterans Day. So I know we just saw the Liberty Cigars commercial. Krista, can we play the new one just for Veterans Day? Can we play this? Take a look.
This Veterans Day, honor the heroes who defended our freedom. Introducing the Veteran Cigar from Liberty Cigars, handcrafted, bold, and made to celebrate those who've served. From the field to the fireside, every draw tells a story of sacrifice and pride. Use code FREEDOM at checkout for 20% off your order now through Veterans Day. Because liberty isn't just a word, it's something worth lighting up for.
Promo code FREEDOM for 20% off. Normally we tell you open mic for 10% off, but you can save an extra 10% today. So,
yep, only today. So get in there and buy a cigar for your favorite veteran.
Your favorite veteran.
Or yourself.
That would mean I'd buy one for you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And then I would ask if I could.
Oh, yes. We'd get a pack. So the Washington Commanders series is amazing. It's got all of our first commanders. Yeah.
Unlike the football team, which really stinks. I'm just going to say.
I mean, I kind of get where they got the commanders from. I understand, but whatever. They were not trying to be patriotic at all. So at
all. Well, somebody that does bleed red, white, and blue and is extremely patriotic is General Michael Flynn.
General.
So America's sweetheart general, right? So when he gets to the airwaves and he's talking about how the future of our nation hangs in the balance, what he's talking about, obviously we love President Trump. We love the MAGA America First.
He's been listening.
I think he's been listening. We love MAGA and America First, but we're looking to see some follow through now on some of what you're seeing come to light, especially with the help of Tulsi Gabbard and some of the stuff that's been released. I know government and justice tends to move at a very slow pace, which is difficult for people like you and I that are impatient. But take a listen to what General Flynn had to say.
This is bigger than Donald Trump. This is bigger than where we are right now. This is about the future of the United States of America and whether or not we are going to have a legitimate constitutional republic in the years ahead. Well past Donald Trump, right? I mean, whoever ends up being in 2028 or 2032 or beyond, whether or not we get another 50 years out of our republic, never mind another 250 years. So this is bigger. And the United States of America and the people in our country, particularly those duly elected leaders. I mean, I just had two more people get a hold of me today that are running against these rhino establishment people in different states, one for Congress, one for Senate. And and in both cases, they're veterans, which I love the fact that we have veterans starting to stand up to get back involved in service to the country in a political way.
But they battle the party.
Right.
If you're not the anointed one in the party, largely local, state levels, especially federal, it's very difficult. This is why your primary elections are so important.
Right. And I was on the phone the other day and with a couple folks, and they're politically super involved, or could or could not be serving currently. And they're like, so-and-so is such a firebrand. She really does. She's got a set on her. And I'm like, great. That's amazing. I'm glad that she does. And, we can utilize that and build relationships with her and help her push, good, positive legislation. And I was like, but why are people so afraid of me? That was my question. It's obviously we share the same kinds of fight and we are both firebrands. Why is it okay for her, but not okay for me? And he's like, because you got a mouth and people are afraid of what you say. And I was like, oh, I get it. So it's okay to be a firebrand when you're quiet, and you're a firebrand when it comes to just speaking up for legislation. But when it comes to asking questions about leadership, or it comes to, pointing something out that does not really fit integrity, and that's what you stand on, then I become a problem. So you're afraid of what I say, not afraid of how I move. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's like a little disheartening to hear.
It is, because, and so I'm obviously going a little bit off of the agenda, but this is important, Allie, because I think you're hitting the nail right on the head. You can't say that you want a different look and a different sound from people that you elect. And then when people who look different and sound different step up, you want to mold them. Because you know what happens when you mold a candidate too much, when you mold somebody too much to step up to run? When they are elected and they're in that big platform, they're still looking to largely be molded. You want somebody who already identifies as a firebrand, who already identifies as somebody who's a fighter, who already identifies as somebody who can bring both sides of the aisle together. And you want that natural talent to then be elected into those platforms so that they can stand. They can stand, because so many good people get elected and then they get snowballed and run over by the establishment on both sides.
And it's not to be adversarial. It's to remind you of what your purpose is as an elected representative, regardless of what position it is. I don't care if you're school board or your Senate or your House or your county commission or city council or mayor or library board or park board. You're elected to represent and serve. And that is the position. I'm not coming for your neck. I'm just coming to remind you of what the position is. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think Allie and I can tap into some of the frustration you're hearing from General Michael Flynn. Of course, he's known these things that Tulsi Gabbard is outing. He's known them all along. Imagine being told for the last 6, 7, 8 years that you were full of it and that you were actually the guilty party, when all along you've known these things. Now he's looking for some vindication and for justice to move maybe a little more swiftly, kind of like they raided Mar-a-Lago in the middle of the night, kind of like they've done to other people. You think of Roger Stone and others. We're not seeing that level of speed. So he's largely calling out Attorney General Pam Bondi, who we love, but we can do this. We should be calling out those on our side of the aisle because it causes us to rise to a different level, and that's how we get stronger as a conservative movement. Take a listen as he's talking to Benny Johnson here about the FBI working to develop Russia collusion, not trying to find it, but working to create the narrative. Take a listen. Sorry, more from Flynn. Yep. Oh, that one. Okay, that's right. If we don't have it, that's okay. He's largely saying that really the FBI worked against our patriots like Flynn. They framed them. They forged evidence. These are in the documents that that Tulsi Gabbard has released. They lied under oath to protect their power. Again, he goes a little bit on a rant, like, when are we going to see this brought to justice? I got a message from an inside source, definitely not corroborated yet. I'm just sharing this with you a little early, that James Comey might have already put feelers out for trying to get a plea deal. So we'll see if that comes through the actual news cycle. Again, I can't confirm that, but that was an inside source that let me know that.
Well,
we'll keep our eyes posted.
Is we need to remove or repeal the Smith Modernization Act
and call it the Charlie Kirk Act.
That whatever it's called, I don't care what you call it. Just pass the damn thing.
We call it the Open Mic Act. You know, I saw. Do we know anybody that we can call to say, hey, we got an idea? Because Charlie Kirk, part of what Turning Point's saying is pick up the mic, and we're saying keep the mic open. So listen, we're right on brand, man.
Yeah, we are. Good stuff.
So Donald Trump was asked. I think he might have just ended Chuck Schumer's career. Not that he had much of one, to be honest, Chucky, but maybe he'll retire Chuck Schumer on a beach somewhere with a Corona and a sombrero. Take a look at what Trump did as he dropped the mic in this interview. Take a look.
He thought he could break the Republicans, and the Republicans broke him. But he did think that we have good policy, they have bad policy. And there's something, I don't know if it's Trump derangement or are they just crazed. They're like crazed lunatics. But, we have just great policy. We have good people. They have some good people, too. I know a lot of Democrats. They're not all crazy. They're not all. But you have some that are absolutely terrible. I look at this Crockett. This is a very low IQ person. And I look at somebody that comes from Somalia where they don't have anything. They don't have police. They don't have military. They don't have anything. All they have is crime. And she comes in and tells us how to run our country. The Constitution says this, the Constitution. The whole thing is crazy. I feel badly because I've known Chuck Schumer. I knew him when he was a person who loved Israel, and now he's a Palestinian. He's become a Palestinian, and it's amazing. I've never seen a politician change so much. Also, he doesn't have, he was a pretty talented guy. He's lost his talent.
Wow. Wow. Somalia. I like how he says it.
How he says what? Allie does a great Trump. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Somalia. He's Somalia. From Somalia. You know who does a really good one? Marty Irby.
Marty does a great one.
Marty does a great Trump impression. It was really good. But I mean, nobody beats Sean Farash. Nobody.
Sean Farash is a good one. Yeah. Although, did you see Conservative Aunt had on a young guy at I don't know, it was at a coffee shop or something, a 14-year-old, and he really did a great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love all these Trumps. They're so funny. I can't remember the name of the actor, but they call themselves. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the names they call themselves, but they're hilarious. It's two black guys, and they walk around and they sound like Trump. It is the funniest thing. I freaking love it. I love it. It's so funny.
They should go to some Antifa demonstrations with bullhorns and just trigger people. Just trigger people. And then they won't fit the race card. So they'll be like, oh my God, I don't know what to do.
In front of they were downtown and oh my gosh, the Grand Central Station.
Yeah.
It was I can't even do it right, but it was hilarious.
Well, there's more wins coming out of the mouth of Trump. He's doubling down, guys, saying that all of you that were affected by the shutdown, he's especially our air traffic controllers, he's planning a little surprise for you. Take a listen.
Out a Truth Social post earlier today where you blasted the air traffic controllers who had not shown up for work and offered potentially a bonus of $10,000 for those who have worked despite the shutdown. Are you worried that given the fact that we have a deficit of air traffic controllers still, I know we're trying to change that might be a difficult
No, we don't
position?
have much of a deficit, and we have a lot of people want the job. What I was not happy when I saw all these people, we have to, look, life is not so easy for anybody. Our country's never done better. We should not have had people leaving their jobs. And what I basically did is say the ones that stayed, of which there were a lot of them, I'm sending them a $10,000 bonus.
Where's that money coming from?
I don't know. I'll get it from someplace. I always get the money from someplace regardless. It doesn't matter. I do a lot of bonuses for people because it's really something that, it's like the American way when you think about it. So here's somebody that goes and shows up every single day. Some of them showed up early because they knew there was going to be a problem. Those people should be rewarded. Others, we can't make it. We can't. A lot of the people that showed up also had a second job. They took a second job temporarily. But they all know the money's coming, and the money was coming. So I want to reward the people that showed up without a lot of nonsense, without a lot of talk. They did their job, and in many cases, they worked longer hours to get us through this period.
When can we?
Wow.
Talking
If
about
only
a teamwork
every
mentality.
business operated like President Trump operates his business.
Which is probably why, especially largely here in Florida, if you can talk to anybody who's worked for President Trump, there's a reason why there's not a high turnover there.
Right. No, they love him. He's a great businessman. And he will pick up a shovel and he will shovel dirt. He'll put concrete down. He'll help nail some nails. You know what I'm saying?
It's like that reality show, Undercover Boss. Just follow Trump.
Yeah.
That's true. Somebody we haven't talked about on this show in a little while, RFK Jr., he is coming out on very, very publicly. He announces that the FDA is initiating a removal of these broad black box warnings for hormone replacement. So you want to talk about women's health care, you can put Planned Parenthood to the side. This is what we really mean by women's health care. Can we get some help with some of the issues that are plaguing women, especially this new burst of hormone replacement therapy. We want to make sure that it's safe and it doesn't have a lot of side effects. Take a listen to RFK Jr.
For more than 2 decades, the American medical establishment turns its back on women. Millions of women were told to fear the very therapy that could have given them strength, peace, and dignity through one of life's most difficult transitions, menopause. That ends today. The FDA is initiating the removal of a broad black box warnings from hormone replacement therapy products for menopause. We're challenging outdated thinking and recommitting to evidence-based medicine that empowers rather than restricts. When prescribed responsibly and started early, hormone replacement therapy transforms the lives of women. Hormone replacement therapy has been found to reduce the risks of cardiovascular disease and mortality by as much as 50%, Alzheimer's disease by 35%, bone fractures by 50 to 60%, as well as reducing cognitive decline and all-cause mortality. In other words, extending the lives for as much as 10 years.
I mean, guys, we should have the right as women. You do not have to suffer through some of these things. This is allowing science and medicine to work to enhance your life, really. And I was noticing
what
some
it's
of
supposed to do. It's not supposed to be used for children, you know, to change their quote unquote gender, which is not possible. That damages children. But when you use it appropriately and it's not like filtered with all kinds of things and chemicals that will destroy your body, it actually has a purpose to enhance things and help women in seasons of their lives. And
absolutely,
I think this is so important.
There is a comment here, Allie, that I love. Mama Badger 1776 says this: there's a difference between synthetic and bioidentical HRT. She's saying they should keep the labels on the synthetic forms, but take it off the natural forms. And I think that's a great comment. You should push that up the chain of the FDA and even reach out to the Secretary.
Tag them, girl. Tag them,
Tag
and call them, and email them.
It's like, absolutely. Because the reason I love that comment is because that's a mama who's done some research. You think I'm playing?
Listen, again, everything touches a mom. Faith, family, food, finance, freedom, and education. It all touches us in one way, shape, or form. So it is so important for you to get involved. Yeah, it's great you're able to, attend certain things and do certain things, but you got to make sure that you're involved in building those relationships with your legislators.
Absolutely. We're gonna push forward a little bit here to just letting our viewers know. We brought this up yesterday, but the Senate did vote to proceed with the amendment to the CR, so they will fund the government until the fiscal year 2026. So we just want to make sure you understand that is moving forward, but we're not out of the water yet because the new year is going to be here before we know it. I want to pivot a little. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
That it has to go to the House for review, and they're going to vote on it on Wednesday. So keep your eyes locked here on Open Mic Ladies, and we'll let you know when it comes out.
We definitely will. There are residents, guys, in Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan, that are listen. Dearborn, Michigan has largely been overrun by large Muslim populations. And of course, you have the right to worship freely here in this country. But what you don't have the right to do is to try to undermine our Constitution with a substitution, including Sharia law. And I just want to let our viewers know to pray for that area, especially of Dearborn, Michigan. There are constituents that live in that area that are ready to sort of do a peaceful walk through Dearborn, Michigan, just to show their stance and solidarity that, yes, you can worship freely, but we are not going to bend a knee to any type of Sharia law. This is being reported by Right Angle News Network. They've caught some live footage of these groups that are assembling. So we just want to make sure everything stays peaceful, keep it locked here. But I do want to break this story on Sharia law now being, because you think Sharia law can never exist in a place where they have a constitutional republic and rule of law, right? Not so much. Sharia law is now legal, guys, in Austria. You don't believe me? There is an independent journalist who's telling that story and how you can bypass in Austria Sharia law as long as it's agreeable in a contract term, then it's allowed. Could this be coming to the United States? I don't know. Take a listen.
Austria has granted permission for the use of Islamic Sharia law in private contracts. Yes, you heard me correctly. Sharia law is now permissible in Austria. This controversial decision means that Sharia can now be used for arbitration purposes should both contract parties agree on it. Obviously, this has caused uproar in Austria, with criticism from those who feel that it furthers the Islamization of Austria. Manfred Heim-Buchner, an MP for the far-right Austrian Freedom Party, said Sharia law is incompatible with the Austrian understanding of law and violates all moral standards that I'm familiar with. Unfortunately, our constitutional state is currently powerless against this form of Islam. But it's not just the far right in opposition.
That rings true for America, y'all.
We can usually look to across the Atlantic Ocean and watch what takes place, whether it's the borderless society, whether it was even the transgender care, what they called, well, we call it body mutilation, but they did it long before we did, and they figured out it doesn't work long before we did. So you can kind of peek over the Atlantic Ocean and see the ways there and what they try to do here. And Allie, I just think we need to let our viewers know. I don't know what to even make of something like that.
Well, keep it locked here on Open Mic, because there are things that you can do, right? We're going to continue to talk about this story. I mean, it's happening in Florida. Not everybody's talking about it. It's really only like maybe 5 or 6 of us that are understanding what's going on. Our AG has reposted it. Our agricultural commissioner has talked about it. Our education commissioner has talked about it. I have yet to see our governor speak on it, and I have yet to see any sitting representatives or candidates talk about it either. So this is something that is extremely concerning, especially with some of the things that are going on nationally and worldwide. But there are things that you can do. Petition your government. Talk to them about this. Do a little bit of research. See what's happening in your backyard and build those relationships and bring the issue to your representatives. Bring it to your city council, your county commission, your school board, your state senator, your state house representative. You have to talk to them about it.
And get them on the record for how they feel about it. Now, many of them, I have no problem with going in and speaking to a representative who is unaware of a situation and is largely leaning on you, the constituent, to bring something to light. That is 100% the way that should work. But once they are aware, or once they have made a public stance, it's up to you and I to really hold them accountable for how they're going to move that needle. I do want to show this one last clip, Allie. This is from my former, I don't want to say hometown. I'm from the outskirts of Chicago, but man, do I love Chicago. But this mayor, Brandon Johnson, there's not a light on, I don't think, upstairs. I don't know how you do this. He went and petitioned the United Nations for help in intervening to stop ICE agents from cleaning up the streets of Chicago. He does not represent the people of Chicago. I have lots of family there. They like the rule of law. They love the blue. This is some idiocracy. Take a look at this video that's caught right from Brandon Johnson's neighborhood.
Mayor Brandon Johnson is asking the United Nations to intervene to stop your operations. Here is what he said before the UN Human Rights Council. Listen to this.
The federal government's immigration enforcement has been marked by violence and an assault on the dignity of all Chicagoans. I call on this council to hold the federal government of the United States to the same standards of accountability you apply elsewhere in the world. No country should be above international law. I urge the Human Rights Council to consider additional measures of accountability, including a special session to examine the worsening human rights crisis in the United States.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I don't think that elevator goes to the top floor.
Like, what happened to the human rights of those that are literally being slaughtered in your town, sir?
And international law does not trump
our Constitution.
Our Constitution.
So maybe read a book and sit down.
And you know what? Do you know why you have the problems you have in your town, sir? Because of the United Nations and because of the way they paid and funneled our tax dollars that funded the United Nations to have an open border at the southern border. They caused this problem. You think they're going to help solve the solution? Sit down. My God.
Sorry. I don't even know what to say. I got nothing to say. Please remove
Chicago,
him.
please tell me that there's somebody ready to run for the next mayoral.
I don't know. You know what? We might have to bring Chicago Red on our show.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Allie, let's go.
There's a couple of I think there's another girl who's running for Congress in Chicago. I'm gonna see if I can reach out to her and see if we can get her on the show because we need that perspective shared.
We do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We are all out of time. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Follow us throughout the day. And don't go anywhere because we'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Go enjoy your day. And obviously, Allie, keep the mic open.
A veteran.
That's right.
Thank a veteran today.
Thank a veteran today. Thank you.
Thank one. All right, y'all.
So cute.
What do you do when the gas is high? Inflation's up in the sky.